of things I wanted to say. First of all, it's hard to think of three things, but you all know them in your gut. The first, this economy is screwing us all over. However you want to call it, we need, and I believe what we need is to shake up capitalism to create a socialist structure that works. An economy that meets the needs of the majority of people on the planet, priority number one. Because why we keep talking about, immigration, why are our families being forced to choose horrible, horrible conditions? Whether you go walking through the desert or put yourself in a plane, in the belly of a plane. I mean, think about what our brothers and sisters have gone through in search of just putting food on the table. We fundamentally need an economy that works for our people. And we know for centuries, since the days of the slave trade, the economy has been structured against us. It's to take from us, to take our resources, to take our labor, to devalue our beings, right? So what we need, first and foremost, an economy that works for all. And I believe that in this room are minds that are working on it, right? That are building cooperatives, that are doing really creative things. And we can hopefully get a chance to talk about that. The second thing that I think is of urgency within this space that we're in is recognizing that our communities are not manufacturing weapons. You all follow me? Yeah. We're not manufacturing weapons, right? And we see that those who are in the business of making guns to kill people are targeting our communities, whether it's here in LA or in Liberia where I'm from, right? We've got to understand, fundamentally, we need to shut them down. Right? And there's some policy things, there's some outside policy things we need to encourage. We've got to begin to call it as we see it and stop this mindless flow of weapons into our communities. The third thing is the environment. You all listening? The environment. We are, I don't even know how to say it, crisis, beyond crisis, right? And there's so many ways to talk about it. It's hard to do it in 5 minutes, but there are urgencies that are going on. I just came back a week ago from Tanzania and was with another brilliant 27-year-old brilliant woman at the forefront of fighting. Why? Because her community, Bagamoyo, her community, her family is literally being, any Tanzanians in the room? Margaret, I met you last night, right? Her community is literally at the forefront, right? Because the land that they have had for generations. There's a company coming from Europe, and that's just this community. Other communities or companies are coming right here from the United States, right? But the company is taking their land, right? The land that they used to grow food on, to feed their children, to just survive. The land is being taken by a company supposedly growing food for fuel. A biofuel company, taking the land in Bagamoyo. But what is she doing? She's saying, we've got to stand up. We've got to stand up. We've got to protect the environment, understand what our mothers and grandmothers taught us in terms of feeding our children in healthy ways, protecting the environment in ways that are sustainable. We've got to fight from the ground up, and people are doing that. Not enough time to talk about it. He's already going there. But I just wanted to spend the last 2 minutes to just encourage you, because I feel like that's what we need to do. I'm getting so much inspiration from you all already, and I just got here. Right? But I guess, I'm kind of taken by Steve Biko. You all know Steve Biko, right? Biko's words. He said, we are on a quest for true humanity. True humanity. And in the distant horizon, we can see the glittering prize. I believe that you all, with all your brilliance, you represent the true humanity we're seeking. And without you and your vision, we won't get there. So I guess I just wanted in my last minute just to encourage you, because what we have seen is phenomenal, right? What you're doing is inspiring people right there, Bagamoyo, where I was a week ago, right? But we also see that it took young people demanding change. You all as Yanamar in Senegal? You all know that, right? Hip-hop artist, yes. Tell the story, you're from Senegal. Tell the story, it is young people, hip-hop artists, poets, musicians taking to the street to demand that the voice of the people be heard. When the government was trying to change the Constitution and run again and all that stuff, they said no, right? They inspired, about a year and a half or so ago, in Burkina Faso, a movement, again, led by young people. Right? Burkina Faso, where you had a military dictator with all the guns coming from, we'll tell you all the details, right? US, Europe, elsewhere, right? To subvert the will of the people. But the people said no. With the leadership of the young people taking to the streets, 10 days, you all. Everybody watched in awe. It took 10 days for a government that had been in power for decades to be ousted. And today, as we speak in the DR Congo, you have the Talema movement, young people again, putting their lives on the line. Some of them are in exile in Kenya and elsewhere because of the danger that they've faced, right? But it hasn't stopped them. They brought young people from Senegal, from Burkina to the DR Congo, forging connections, right? This is the movement we're living in. This is our, I love when you said that, Future, thank you, right? This is our movement time. It's happening. And what you are doing is inspiring countless others. I guess time is gone, but I just wanted to say, keep at it, keep going. Look with a lens not only for the here and now, but with two things. You know that Sankofa, you all know the Sankofa bird, right? You gotta look back. In our history are the lessons, right? Some heroic people learned lessons that they try to convey. Let's look back and take the good out of it. Remember who we are, where we come from. But let's look forward, you all. Let's look with 100-year vision, with 100-year lens, with a movement, with an ethos, with an institution, 100 years down the line to free our peoples. And I'm so honored to be here today.